Tonight on CTV News at 6. A family fun day is cancelled.
There's still a lot of questions that have gone unanswered, like what was in the dust that they're calling it.
Residents in the greater Sudbury community of Falconbridge are still looking for answers. They are walking the picket line.
It's sad that they have negotiated through the public to cut our jobs.
Unionized workers at Canada Post are on strike again. And for the first time in a decade,
to see HMCS Margaret Brooke here alongside by my community, my heart swells with pride because, to have a ship here where I come from, it's not a normal thing.
A Canadian warship is docked in Sault Ste. Marie.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Friday. A 32-year-old was arrested in Sudbury early this morning after police were called regarding a dispute between neighbors. Police say they responded to a report of a neighbor dispute that may have involved a firearm around 5:30 p.m. yesterday. When they arrived, the person refused to leave the residence. Police were able to communicate with the individual but had to wait for a warrant to enter the home. Shortly after 1 this morning, they were able to gain entry and were able to de-escalate the situation. Police found no firearm after searching the residence. The 32-year-old now faces 3 criminal code offenses. The driver of the boat involved in a fatal collision with a swimmer this summer has been charged. On August 1st, a 52-year-old woman was struck by a boat on Lake Nepawin in Sudbury and was taken to hospital. She succumbed to her injuries the following day. After a months-long investigation, Greater Sudbury Police say they are charging the 67-year-old driver of the boat with operate vessel in an unsafe manner. He will be in court to answer to the charges December 2nd. An arrest has been made in the hit-and-run case of a child in Hartley Township near Timiskaming Shores yesterday. OPP say the child was crossing the road to get on the school bus when they were struck. The bus had its stop arm out and flashing lights on. The driver fled the scene and was arrested later in the day. A 37-year-old suspended driver from Hilliard Township faces several charges, including dangerous driving and driving while suspended. The child was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Provincial police are investigating the death of a senior in a long-term care home in Sturgeon Falls. Police say they were alerted to an incident Tuesday morning at a nursing home on Michaud Street in Sturgeon Falls. The 85-year-old was found dead by staff at the facility. The administrator for Au Chateau told CTV officials would not be commenting on the investigation. Police saying only they will have more details as the investigation progresses. An update tonight on the future of Cap Paper. After fears the mill would close this weekend, the mayor of Kapuskasing says it will stay open for now. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more.
Cap Paper in Kapuskasing remains open. Earlier this month, the mayor of Kapuskasing told CTV News there was a chance it would close by the end of this month.
We're working hard day and night to ensure that that does not happen.
Plord says FNOM, the Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association, and Cap Paper have been lobbying the province and the federal government for investment in the northeastern forest industry to keep pulp and paper mills financially viable.
Minister Holland indicated that there's a working group put together that includes federal, provincial, and industry, and so I'm really looking forward to hearing next steps from the province and where we go from here.
Today, the province announced a new $30 million investment in Ontario's forestry sector for forest access roads and to find customers for wood chips. Plord says that's welcome news, but more needs to be done.
It really doesn't help if there's no mill available here to receive chips. So hence the sawmills go down, and that's just exactly what happened. So, I applaud the government's position on assisting the forest industry today, but from my perspective here in Kapuskasing as mayor of Kapuskasing and a representative of the region, I think a lot more has to be done.
In a statement to CTV News, FedNor says FedNor is in contact with Cap Paper to ensure they have or are connected to the support they need. We will continue collaborating with our federal partners to ensure Northerners have full access to the wide slate of programs and services offered by the Government of Canada. In a recent news release, Cap Paper suggests a couple of ways the federal government can help. One is to provide proportional forestry funding to Ontario, equivalent to what it gives Quebec and British Columbia. The other is to address duties and tariffs that unfairly penalize Canadian producers. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Residents in the greater Sudbury community of Falconbridge are still searching for answers after a black reddish dust covered the town. As CTV's Alana Everson tells us, now a family fun day had to be cancelled.
Cleaning crews power wash a deck covered with black dust after a substance was discharged from Glencore's smelter stack Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. The company confirms it deployed several cleaning crews throughout the community. Sarah McDonald is a concerned citizen of Falconbridge who has written a letter to the company, Public Health Sudbury and Districts, and the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, asking for a town hall-style meeting to address the smelter dust release.
There's still a lot of questions that have gone unanswered, like what was in the dust that they're calling it. They're calling it normal dust, smelter dust. As a community member, I don't know what's in that, what long-term health effects.
McDonald says there are critical questions that require direct and transparent discussions with the community.
I did have my car washed at a car wash, but it looks like there's damage it didn't clean it properly. In 6 months from now, is my paint going to be peeling? Am I going to have those issues? So I just have a lot of questions, and I've been noticing on social media a lot of people have been having the same questions, and they're just going unnoticed. We're kind of getting a blanket statement from Glencore.
The smelter release has prompted the rescheduling of Family Day in the community that was set for this Sunday.
I think our residents' minds right now are on concerns and questions regarding, the situation, and we thought it best to postpone the Family Day. We also want to abide by the guidelines set out by the public health in Sudbury.
Organizers of Family Day say they hope to reschedule the event sometime in October. Right now, the cleanup continues as the community waits for answers. Alana Everson, CTV News, Falconbridge.
And the health unit saying today preliminary samples suggest the dust may cause minor and temporary respiratory or skin irritation if the dust is inhaled or remains on the skin. More test results are pending, and the health unit says precautions remain in place. Well, a dip in temperature on this Friday, but I'm told we are in for a sunny weekend. For more on the conditions, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
Tony, just wondering, is it because the Jays won last night that the weather forecast turns for the better? Everyone's in a much better mood around this place today. They're happy the Jays won. I'm happy the weather is finally changing for the better. I know you are as well. Here's our systems map across northeastern Ontario. Now tomorrow, Timmins will be affected with the risk of a thunderstorm. 60% chance of showers. That's about the only blip on the forecast as far as the northeast is concerned, as far as precipitation. Everyone else can certainly take part and enjoy a sunny Saturday. Highs ranging around 20, 21, 22. We'll take a look at our current temperatures. Beautiful night, little cool, Tony, in some sections, but we'll take a look at those temperatures in just a couple of minutes. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Labor trouble in Timmins still to come on CTV News at 6. If unionized workers at Transit don't get a contract, they could go on strike. Right now, though, let's head to the Elliott Lake boat launch. This is courtesy of the city of Elliott Lake. It's a cool 15 degrees. We will return after these commercial messages.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
More than 300 Canada Post employees are on strike in Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island as the workers nationwide walked out Thursday night. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
Canada Post employees are walking in front of the main branch in Sudbury as union negotiations have been ongoing for years with no clear answers.
These negotiations have been going on for about 2 years. We were on the line in November till December for 5 weeks, and this is basically a continuation of that strike. We've never stopped being on strike. We went to being legislated back to work under 107, and then we did a overtime ban as strike action to keep our strike alive.
The strike officially started Thursday after an announcement by the federal government that Canada Post would eliminate door-to-door delivery over the next decade and cut costs.
They're getting money nonstop. They've cut their own services for 2 years now. They've told people to go elsewhere, use Purolator because that's their sister company. They've told them to don't put in anything in the mail. So anybody that cares about their company would try to increase services, not push services away.
Bradley says employees are frustrated with the employer's handling of the situation.
The employer really does not care about what we do. At the end of the day, we're just a number, and it's sad that they have negotiated through the public to cut our jobs and our services and the services to the public.
CTV News reached out to the Minister of Government Transformation, Public Works and Procurement and did not receive a response by our deadline. However, in a previous interview with CTV News, he said,
I think the bottom line for me as Minister responsible for Canada Post is I see a corporation that offers an essential service to Canadians, that Canadians care about, that provides a lifeline to rural, remote, Indigenous communities across the country, but that has been losing money left, right, and center over the last 5 years.
It is unclear how long the strike will last, but the union says employees are upset with their employer for the situation. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Nurses from the North Bay Parry Sound District Health Unit are headed to conciliation. The Ontario Nurses Association, representing the 63 registered nurses and 1 nurse practitioner, will enter conciliation Monday to try to reach a collective agreement. The nurses are seeking a contract that provides wage increases following 12 years of what their union says are contracts that have failed to keep up with inflation. The North Bay Parry Sound public health nurses serve 31 municipalities and 6 First Nations, spanning more than 23,000 square kilometers. They have been without a deal since April 1st. A reminder tonight, there could be transit disruptions in the city of Timmins starting at midnight. Labor negotiations continue between the city of Timmins and QP Local 1544. Without a deal today, transit workers will be on strike at midnight, affecting all bus services, including paratransit and the Northern College Express. The provincial government is investing nearly $850,000 to help North Bay Police get 3 projects off the ground. Part of the funding is a community safety and policing grant aimed at initiatives protecting vulnerable populations from human trafficking and child exploitation. The money will increase police visibility, along with more than $200,000 for collaborative crisis responses by police. In a release on the funding today, the city's police chief says this money will help them hire 7 new officers for these initiatives. For the first time in 10 years, a Canadian warship is in Sault Ste. Marie. One of the Navy's newest, the HMCS Margaret Brooke, is anchored just outside of the city, offering tours as it makes its way across the Great Lakes. CTV's Corey Nordstrom brings us this story.
The Royal Canadian Navy warship HMCS Margaret Brooke is now docked just outside of Sault Ste. Marie, a first for these ships and a long time since a vessel of this caliber has visited the city.
To see HMCS Margaret Brooke here alongside by my community, my heart swells with pride because, to have a ship here where I come from, it's not a normal thing.
Like the ship's honorary captain, Eason, Rear Admiral Jason Armstrong from the Sioux is also on his home turf. While personal reasons may have prompted his visit, business, like addressing the Navy's 20% personnel shortfall, is also top of mind.
There is some targeted recruitment that we're trying to do. We're here just off Sault Ste. Marie to engage with the Sioux College. and the technical studies there, and to invite them to look at the Navy as an option.
It has given me so much opportunities to travel and to visit and do work that I would probably have never done before.
The ship resides near Grow Cap, with the St. Mary's too shallow for its tour. Those that signed up get a full tour of the warship inside and out.
We're looking at 10-story building, top, bottom, and top. It's a big step. Pencil, pencil, pencil!
It allows them to see what makes this vessel so unique.
The fact that this warship can do everything from science to anti-narcotics to Arctic sovereignty is just such an incredible feat. And the fact that there's 6 of this class of ship now within the Royal Canadian Navy, it's just amazing.
Tours of the HMCS Margaret Brooke are fully booked for the rest of the weekend. However, naval staff will be at the Roberta Bondar Park over that time. Locals can see the ship from Grow Cap, where a naval boat will be offering tours from the water. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Members of the Royal Canadian Air Force's Air Maintenance Branch Air Attractions team were in North Bay today, along with the CF-18 Hornet, to engage with Canadore College aviation students. The visit was meant to introduce students to Canadian Armed Forces technical trades. Students had a chance to hear presentations and speak with the pilot and the technician, as well as tour the jet. They also learned about the non-commissioned member subsidized training and education plan. It offers full-time paid training or education at post-secondary schools for authorized courses related to military careers.
There are 15 other Transport Canada approved colleges across Canada that we can attract to our technical programs. So the jobs in the air maintenance trades that we are promoting are aviation systems technicians, avionics systems technicians, and aircraft structures technicians.
The RCAF says there is increased demand for these highly technical skill sets within the broader aviation community, and that means there's greater competition for talent. Back now for a check on your current conditions. Here's Rick.
Tony, you know that old line. There's no life like it. Get into a jet and do what you've got to do. Hey, we've got some great temperatures for a Friday evening. We'll get to those in just a moment. Our radar right now will indicate some precipitation tomorrow for the Timmins area, risk of a thunderstorm, 60% chance of showers, but that is tomorrow. After that, it's all sunshine. Moosonee at 13, Cochrane 15, Timmins 17. Take a look at the sunny skies. Kapuskasing 17. That trend continues into Chapleau at 17, Wawa 16, in the Sioux at 18 as well. We've got some sun and cloud in Parry Sound at 16. Thank you for that. 16 in North Bay, 19 Temiskaming Shores, mainly sunny in Kirkland Lake at 17. Greater Sudbury 18, Espanola mainly sunny, Elliott Lake 17, and some sun and cloud in Gore Bay. Your 7-day forecast, and with it, lots of sunshine. Tony, coming up just minutes away.
Thanks, Rick. He has a lot of meetings next on CTV News at 6. The Prime Minister is in Europe meeting with leaders and talking trade. And they are at it again. Scam artists are targeting credit cards and bank cards. Canada is looking to diversify its international partnerships in the face of Donald Trump's trade war. The U.S. president leveraged new tariffs Thursday on a wide range of imported goods, including heavy-duty trucks and pharmaceuticals. Still, Carney today shied away from directly taking aim at the U.S. president.
A fourth official face-to-face with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer for Mark Carney kicked off a visit to London.
Well, it's going to be a great match. Yep. And we're going to disagree. Agree to disagree.
Despite a friendly rivalry ahead of a big women's rugby match Saturday, the two leaders set their sights on shared defense priorities.
We've got Ukraine to discuss, we've got the Middle East to discuss, and thank you for the way we've been able to work together on both those issues. Great pleasure to be together again.
The Prime Minister also met with the leaders of Iceland, Spain, and Australia.
We are partners in commerce, we're partners in culture.
Actually, we actually have pretty similar economies.
Talks that all centered around building trade and economic partnerships, an area British Ambassador Ralph Goodell says Canada and the UK can still build on.
We've got $50 billion worth of trade flowing back and forth, and it is 99% tariff and quota-free.
Canada is looking to diversify its international partnerships in the face of Donald Trump's trade war. The U.S. president leveraged new tariffs Thursday on a wide range of imported goods, including heavy-duty trucks and pharmaceuticals. Still, Carney today shied away from directly taking aim at the U.S. president.
You face special circumstances in Canada, given your neighbor to the south, and let me just apologize.
Instead, he shared with a progressive crowd at this summit how he won the April election.
So it's not engaging on the turf of the more negative agenda, but focusing on the positive.
All of it capped off with a dinner at 10 Downing Street, FaceTime with like-minded world leaders, the real focus of this trip, according to senior government officials.
The Prime Minister will meet tomorrow with business leaders and investors before taking his Canadian pride to a London rugby pitch. Carney is set to attend the Women's Rugby World Cup to cheer on Canada against England in the final. Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News, London.
U.S. President Donald Trump issued new tariff threats overnight, sending more shockwaves through overseas markets. In a series of posts on his social media site, Trump is threatening to impose a 100% tariff on pharmaceutical products unless a company builds a manufacturing plant in the U.S. He's also imposing tariffs on foreign makers of furniture and cabinetry, as well as heavy trucks and parts, saying the tariffs must be applied for national security and other reasons. Police are warning about a new scam that involves criminals posing as bank employees, saying your accounts are in danger of being hacked. In a twist, they're now directing victims to put their bank and credit cards in an envelope, and then they come to your home to pick them up. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
I felt ashamed and embarrassed.
Marilyn Smearage of Pickering says she got a call from someone claiming to be with her bank. The number appeared to be from RBC, and the caller knew several of her accounts and other personal information. She was told her cards had been compromised, and they needed to come to her home to pick them up to protect her accounts.
He was going to put all my accounts on hold, and that the bank had to pick up all my cards.
But once they had her cards, she was scammed out of $20,000.
I was saving up to get new hearing aids and to move, but I guess that money's going to go to pay this off. But
I'm like, I feel sick to my stomach. I was bawling my eyes out.
A woman we'll call Karen asked us to shield her identity. She also got caught in the same scam. A caller claimed to be with Scotiabank and had her address, email, and account numbers. She handed over her bank cards and PINs. She was also scammed out of $20,000.
I'm still in debt $20,000. That isn't even my money that I didn't spend. I'm not in a position to pay this back.
People are receiving phone calls from numbers that look like their banking number, the same number on the back of the card.
Durham police issued a warning after 41 reports of people getting caught in the scam with losses of more than $200,000.
The victim is instructed to put their cards in an envelope with a sticky note with their PIN number on it.
Police say the couriers picking up the cards are rideshare drivers who are not part of the fraud. They're concerned there may be more victims.
One elderly couple was about $90,000.
To avoid this scam, never give your bank information or PIN to anyone. Never hand over your bank or credit cards. If a caller claims to be from your bank, hang up. And if in doubt, call the number on the back of your card. Both RBC and Scotiabank did not reverse the fraud charges because the victims willingly handed over their cards to the scammers. Pat Foran, CTV News.
And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Tony, weekend is here, and of course we've got some great weather coming up. Loads of sunshine. We've been talking about it all week long. It's been a kind of a rough week. Overcast skies, chance of showers, rain in some areas, but again, that's all about to change. Forecast radar. Well, there's still a chance for tomorrow, 60% in Timmins with the risk of a thunderstorm for tomorrow, but after that, it looks pretty good. So we'll take a look at some of those conditions in just a moment. You see lots of clear skies, and that trend will continue for several days. Overnight, clear skies, Sudbury 5, Sault Ste. Marie 7, Timmins 2, Temiskaming Shores 3, and North Bay at 6, all with clear conditions. Moosonee clearing. Caphurst clearing, Wawa clear skies, Gore Bay a few clouds, and Parry Sound chance of showers and 10. Now those conditions. Have a look at this, Sudbury, Nickel Belt. Sunshine Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sun and cloud Thursday. Those temperatures are nice, ranging anywhere from 18, 19, 20, 22, and 23. Any complaints yet? I think not. Normally at this point of the year, you should be sitting at around 14 for your normal temperature. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, mainly sunny tomorrow at 22, 21 Sunday, Monday 24, 21 Tuesday, 20 Wednesday, and Thursday 21. Again, well above normal, lots of sunshine, and it's about time as we usher in a new month next week. Timmins, Cochrane Campus Casing. Here we go. Chance of showers, 60%. Risk of a thunderstorm. Then we turn the tide. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sunshine. Wednesday, Thursday, some sun and cloud. Overnight lows, though, 1 on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday. A little cool, but that's a sign of things to come in the month of October. Of course, heading into November, because you know what that means. Some really cool nights. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake. Nice stretch of sunshine here. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Of course, we've got some sun and cloud at the tail end of that stretch, 18 and 19. But these temperatures, 20, 22, 23, just beautiful weather for this time of the year. And of course, it's going to be very nice, a beautiful day, Truth and Reconciliation Day on Tuesday, like it should. 18 degrees, your expected high, 1 the low that night. North Bay, West Nipissing, here we go. More sunshine as that trend continues. 21, 22, 23, then 19, 18, and again, those overnight conditions, 4 and 3, rather cool, but that's okay. So again, nice stretch of sunshine, so enjoy your weekend. We're about to have a lot of fun with that sunshine. Let's check out our pick of the day now. Great shot from Karen Stanlake. Shoots Falls, of course, in the Massey area. Love the flow of the river as it flows toward me, and that's a great shot, Karen, for this time of the year. You can see the changing of the colors in the background. Keep it up. We'll have more picks coming up on Monday. Stick around. Tony has more news after the break.
Cross-country play is starting this evening in Toronto and will make its way across the country, including some stops in northeastern Ontario. Let's bring in the artistic director. Her name is Malgorzata Novaka May. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
All right. Tell us about Silly Billy. What's the plot? What's the premise?
Silly Billy is about a white buffalo that wants to become a unicorn. And it is a family show.
Okay, so a white buffalo is looking for a unicorn. So what happens during this play? I understand there are hoop dances and other things unfolding during the production.
So in Silly Billy, Billy the buffalo wants to find this mythical unicorn in a hope that the unicorn will make him special. That's how the whole show begins. And it has a lot of surprises in it. So it's really hard to talk about it without revealing some of the laughs and things that are going to be, revealed throughout it. It is created for younger audiences. So there's a lot of screaming throughout the show as well. It's a very active show. Exuberant audience participation happens all throughout. And it's really a story about accepting yourself for who you are. And you were talking about the dance, if I can also answer that. So there's a whole range of art forms that went into creating the show. We had a team of a hoop dancer, one of Canada's most celebrated hoop dancers, Eric Pipestem, who's the choreographer in this work, and also Amy Hampton, who comes from a ballet background. And that resulted in a fusion of forms in a lot of different things popping in at different times, but all of them are there to carry this magic forward of this adventure of this buffalo trying to become a unicorn.
I understand that you also had cultural consultation by Elder Shirley Horn, who's familiar to some of our viewing audience too. Why is that so important?
It's extremely important. I've had the honor of working with Shirley Horn since 2016, and in all the works, I ask if she could please look at what we're doing to see, if there's anything that needs to be adjusted or shifted, if there are things we see or not see, whether they're appropriate or not, because obviously when you're working within a cross-cultural situation like we have here, we do need those consultations and we do rely on them. Eric Pipeston, who's from the Tsuut'ina Nation, is also a cultural advisor in the work as well. So anything that deals with that aspect of Indigenous culture is always reviewed by the group of artists that are looking inwards towards the work.
Mel, it's great that you're getting Indigenous elders to be part of the process. Thanks so much, and break a leg with this production.
Thank you.
That was Malgorzata Novakcha May, and she joined us from Toronto. And to see more about the productions that are going across the country, including stops in northeastern Ontario, head to chimeradt.com. Dynamic Earth is lighting up once again this fall with Pumpkin Furno. The Hands-On Science Centre is kicking off its family-friendly Halloween destination tomorrow evening. There are more than 7,000 hand-carved pumpkins. Pumpkin Furno runs until the end of October. The Sioux International Festival race will be taking place tomorrow. That means the Sioux International Bridge will be closed to vehicle traffic. The closure runs from 7:45 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. Travelers should plan their trip accordingly. Greater Sudbury is congratulating one of its own after Joseph Nichols, the city's general manager of community safety, won the Richard J. Armstrong Leadership Award at a gala in London yesterday. Nichols received the prestigious honor from the Ontario Association of Paramedic Chiefs, which recognizes outstanding leadership and significant contributions to the field of paramedicine in Ontario. In a release, the city highlighted Nichols' accomplishments in his 20-year-long career in Sudbury, noting Greater Sudbury becoming the first community in Ontario to be fully equipped with power-load stretchers and fully powered stair chairs under his tenure. Nichols will be retiring from his general manager's role later this month. Two men from different towns have been playing the lottery together for 25 years and have finally won. Norman Gillespie from Elliott Lake and Robert Peltier of Stony Creek won $1 million playing Lotto 649. The two of them used to work together, and that's when they started to play the lottery together. Both men are thinking there may be new cars in their futures. And a big win for CTV News Northern Ontario. We were up for 2 awards last night at the Radio Television Digital News Association, and we won 1. We claimed first place for Best Audio-Visual Storytelling for our highlighting of a sugar shack in Massey, shot and produced by Alex Lamott. It captured the heart and passion needed for such a storied pastime. Congratulations, Alex.
Well, it's all I know.
And the city of Timmins has posted on social media that the potential transit strike has been averted. CUPE 1544 and the city have reached a tentative agreement that will keep drivers on the road. The city said in their post that the agreement reflects the dedication of the city's transit drivers, dispatchers, and personnel, and underscores the importance of ensuring reliable and accessible public transit. Details of the contract are confidential. The employees still need to vote to ratify the deal. They may have lost a step, but they are still passionate. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. Our Hockey This Week segment takes us to Sturgeon Falls.
Hockey This Week is brought to you by Rastall Nut and Bolt Company.
Hockey is a game for everyone, young and old. So this week we take a trip to the community of West Nipissing, where a group of old-timers have become friends through playing the sport they love. And one of these senior skaters is a former NHLer. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. sharp, this group of hockey players have the ice reserved. For seniors, shinny.
The guys are very thankful that they have a place, have playing hockey twice a week.
All the while, they laugh about younger days that were full of NHL aspirations.
You know what? If I played like I play now, when I played junior, I might have made it to NHL.
One of their teammates actually made it to the big league. Between the pipes and his custom-made mask is Ted Ouimet.
I still got that fire in me. I want to play.
Ouimet grew up in Rouyn-Noranda, where even though the winter temperatures dropped to the chilly -50s, he always braved the cold air for outdoor hockey.
I wanted to play badly. I wanted a pair of NHL pads, and I finally got them.
Ouimet worked his way through junior hockey and eventually got the call up from St. Louis Blues GM Scotty Bowman in the 1968-69 season. He laced up his skates in his rookie year to play for one game against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I had a shutout with 2.5 minutes remaining, and they beat us 2-1. 2 deflections off a no LP card. I could have had a shutout, but you know what? I got to be thankful I got a chance to play.
When Ouimet is not stopping shots, he's either tuning into women's hockey or he's in the stands watching his friends.
But I'll play until the guys chase me off the ice.
The skaters often poked fun at him, bragging about the first time they scored on the former pro.
Since that day, we've been teasing each other, getting along, and Ted's a great guy.
Oh, yes, definitely, son. I let people know.
It's the love of the game that brings them back each week.
We're passionate about it, otherwise we wouldn't be here.
Please join us next week at this same time as we talk with NOJHL Commissioner Rob Mazuka. For Hockey This Week, Eric Tashner, CTV News, Sturgeon Falls.
Thanks for that, Eric. Busy night for at least 2 of our Northern OHL teams, starting with the Sudbury Wolves in Windsor.
He's just exiting the zone, has to control it. Connors takes a hit on him, tipped in front. Finn Marshall, what a save.
Sudbury netminder Finn Marshall coming up big for the Wolves on some serious shots from the Spitfires. Marshall would hold Windsor to 1 goal until the 3rd period, when the Spits would tally 3 more goals. Windsor goalie Joey Costanzo gets a shutout on just 17 shots from the Wolves in the Spitfires' 4-0 victory. Sudbury is winless so far this season. Meanwhile, the Sioux Greyhounds are also on the road last night. They faced off against the Peterborough Petes. Sioux netminder Landon Miller faced 40 shots on his way to a 3-0 shutout. Tonight, all 3 Northern teams are in action. The North Bay Battalion are playing host to the Ottawa 67s. The other 2 teams are on the road. The Greyhounds will face off against the Kingston Frontenacs, while the Wolves are in Sarnia to play the Sting. We're also winless so far. All 3 games start at 7. Only 1 game last night over in the NOJHL. The Espanola Paper Kings were in Sudbury against the Cubs. Sudbury comes out on top with a 4-3 victory. And there are 4 games on deck tonight in the NOJHL. Powassan is in Kirkland Lake to take on the Gold Miners, while the Iroquois Falls Storm blow into French River. Both those games are at 7 p.m. The Timmins Rock are in the Sioux to face the Thunderbirds at 7 p.m., while the Hearst Lumberjacks are across the bridge in Michigan tonight to take on the Sioux Eagles at 7:30. Sudbury native and 3-time Olympian Rebecca Johnston has decided to hang up her skates. She's retiring from the Canadian national women's hockey team. In a letter she penned to the hockey community, she thanked her family, her supporters, and her hometown, writing in part, "The community in Sudbury, the rinks, the early mornings, the frozen toes will always hold a special place in my heart. I was lucky to grow up surrounded by supportive family, friends, and teammates. My siblings were my fiercest competition and my biggest inspiration."
As fans cheer loud and proud, Canada will play for gold on home soil, and they cap it off with 1 more goal to seal the deal.
Johnston has been working in player development with the Calgary Flames. She was named to the 2022 Olympic team for the Beijing Games, where she won her 3rd Olympic gold overall in her 12 World Championships. She took home 8 silver medals in addition to her 3 golds. Some are calling it a David versus Goliath matchup with a record crowd expected to turn out tomorrow. Canada is taking on England in the World Cup final for women's rugby. England are the heavy favorites, but the Canadians believe they can make history. With more, here's CTV's John Benavali-Rao.
For fans of women's rugby, tomorrow's match is one of the most anticipated in years.
Canada are exceptionally good. It's going to be a really good match.
So it's difficult to say which way it's going to go. Obviously, we wish that it goes our way.
This, the moment a week ago when the Canadian women advanced to the final, besting the defending champs, New Zealand, and now set to play England's Red Roses.
This is what we've been building for 3 years to do, and the fact that we're in this week and this is the game that we're in is just unbelievable, and it's just kind of a surreal feeling.
For the Canadians, this is only their 2nd trip ever to the World Cup finals, and Saturday's contest will be tough. The Red Roses is made up of mostly pros with a budget 10 times bigger than that of the Canadians, and they've won a staggering 32 games in a row.
They have an aura about them. Our goal is to burst it, basically.
The Canadian team are themselves unbeaten this year and will play Saturday's game in Twickenham, England, at the stadium in front of a sellout crowd of 82,000, the largest ever for a women's rugby game.
This is a jam-packed stadium and the biggest stadium in England. I think it's very exciting for women's rugby in general.
They're going to kick some ass on Saturday.
Rob Baker, the Tragically Hip, praising the team, with the band selling special jerseys to support them. On social media, fan Shania Twain was asked if the team's last win impressed her much. She wrote back, "Oh, you know it did."
Red Roses.
And Prime Minister Carney meeting with his UK counterpart today, exchanging jerseys. For those who play the game, all of the attention's been great.
I think that we're changing the way people see Canadian rugby on the global scale.
And if the team can take the trophy, it'll truly be a moment for the nation to treasure. John Venevalley-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Now here's David Daniel with tonight's Hollywood Report.
A piece of Oasis history is going on the block. Prop Store's music memorabilia live auction includes Noel Gallagher's 1960 Gibson guitar that Liam Gallagher damaged the night in Paris when the band broke up. It's estimated it could bring up to $660,000. Other big items up for bid include John Lennon's Lost Weekend glasses, which could go for $200,000 or more, Elvis Presley's Grand Prix sunglasses, estimated at $10,000 to $20,000, and Michael Jackson's fedora from his Smooth Criminal video, estimated at $50,000 to $100,000. The auction is October 23rd and 24th. More info at PropStoreAuctions.com.
A new beginning for our family.
Okay, the Clark Crater is our best bet.
The Garrity family is on the move again after years underground following a devastating comet strike in the first trailer for Greenland 2 Migration. Gerard Butler and Marina Baccarin return in the action sequel, which arrives in theaters January 9th. Taking cover in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
More tariffs announced by Washington this week. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has more on that.
Washington's imposing another round of tariffs, this time on pharmaceuticals and furniture. The U.S. president shared the news online, saying imported drugs would face a 100% duty starting October 1st. There will also be a 50% markup on imported cabinets and a 30% markup for upholstered furniture. Here's a look at how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar hasn't changed much. It's at 71.75. West Texas Intermediate is up to 65.32. Western Canadian Select barely moved. It's at 53.15. And the TSX is up 29 points today to 29,761. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mirella Fernandez.
Here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $10.43, closing the day at $37.59.82 US an ounce. Silver up 87 cents to end the day at $46.05. Copper down 3 cents, and nickel down 3 cents, ending the day at $6.81 US a pound. And Rick is back now for one last look at your Saturday weather.
Well, we're on a roll, Tony. We've got some sunshine in our forecast, so let's have a look and see what's in store for the Northeast. 20 in Sudbury, Timmins. Okay, the only exception, risk of a thunderstorm, 60% chance of showers, mainly sunny in the Sioux at 22 for tomorrow. Meanwhile, North Bay 21, Parry Sound 23, chance of showers, and Temiskaming Shores 20 with the sunshine. Tony?
Thanks for that, Rick. Winnipeg police officers were a part of an unusual rescue yesterday after some bird watchers noticed something tangled beside the West District Police Station. It was a great horned owl. It was caught in a net that shields the station from stray golf balls from a nearby course. With help from Manitoba Conservation and the Assiniboine Park Zoo, they carefully cut the netting and used a fishing net to lower the bird to the ground.
In my 32 years as a police officer, I've never had this experience before, and we take a lot of training for a lot of different scenarios. I don't ever recall us taking training on how to dislodge a gray horned owl from a fish net.
The owl was checked over and released back into the wild. There he goes. Great work, boys. And finally this evening, it's hard to believe, but it was 22 years ago today that singer Robert Palmer passed away. He was only 54 years old. We leave you with his hit from 1985, Addicted to Love. Thanks for watching. Good night and have a good weekend.